Hey, what's up, everybody? Chesh is talking to himself in a
Hey.
corner.
Nope, TikToking.
Oh my god. All right. Hopefully we're not too late. What's up, everybody? My name's Brandon, aka the producer. To our left, we have.
Am I on the left?
Yeah, you're on the left.
Should I dance like a monkey?
Do a TikTok dance. Do a Fortnite dance.
Um,
Yeah.
I
There you go.
I don't know what I just
Ooh.
saw. Yeah.
All right. We were
The
this
good thing.
close to being banned.
Yeah.
TikTok, right?
I was about to say. I was like, this is no nip. All right, we're good.
yeah, I made sure that I was low enough. Hey everyone, I am Cheshire from Cheshire Plays Games, and also from some Commander podcast that people love to watch for some reason, even though it's 3 hours plus, because stuff. Which of course is CMDR Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I got hair in my mouth. Cat hair. Yum. Delicious.
It's not your cat's
Does
hair.
one watch a podcast?
It's my pussy's hair. What's up?
Ooh.
And then
Bro.
to our right.
Yeah, it's Jeff from MTGLexicon, happily representing No Nip November. Over here.
It's funny you should say that because somebody told me it was No Nut November. And I was like, sorry, already had a wank.
You've never heard No Nut November before?
No.
It's definitely
Really?
like a frat.
What a
Yeah.
stupid fucking concept. Like,
Yeah.
the sober September I get, right? Because it's like bringing awareness to like issues around alcohol, especially for Australia, right? But like No Nut November, like what?
Yeah, this has been around for a really long time.
You're just not gonna nut for November? Why? I don't see the point to that. Like, enjoy yourself, go out and fuck.
Because
It's like raising awareness or something.
no.
For what? For coming on somebody?
No, it's not raising awareness for anything.
No, it's not.
No, a bunch of 4chan people on like gaming
Oh, this explains everything.
Yeah, decided that there were going to be Giga Chads and not nut for November because it will like increase their testosterone or some.
You know, every single one of them are fucking lying. They went, No Nut November, and then they went to the toilet and had a wank, right? Because they're all like bros. Yeah. They're the broy bros. They're the Joe Rogan bros.
They're the people who really circle up.
Yeah. Circle up and circle jerk.
Yeah, no, that's what No Nut November is.
See, now, if it was people with anaphylaxis and it was like, I'm not going to eat nuts in November because of people with anaphylactic, issues, I could get behind that, I still wouldn't because I love nuts in and around my mouth. But,
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, how can you avoid nuts for the whole month? I don't get it either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a shower, I've got nuts.
So,
I put on a pair of boxers, I got nuts.
Are we going to start with magic news? Or are we going to
have a pizza, pine nuts?
Well, let's do some magic news before Chesh gets too far gone. I don't have anything other than the new set that's coming out.
There's a new set coming out?
Yeah.
No, Magic stopped making sets. It finally happened.
To be honest, like, sets come out like water.
It's supposed to be the second part of this little mini block thing. It's supposed to be interesting. They're saying cards will be ridiculous, y'all.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Cards will be ridiculous.
So,
thanks to 1995.
I started doing this thing at work, which is basically just me mimicking David Lynch, and it's amazing. People enjoy it. Every Friday, I state the date. I go, it is November 5th, 2021, and can you believe it? It is Friday once again. And people looking at me. This is the safety tailgate. This is what they hear before they go to work. It's amazing. It's a hit. I love it.
You see, as soon as anyone says something David Lynch, the first thing I think of is that ridiculous, like, what's it called? The meditation. I don't remember what it's called.
Transcendental meditation.
Yes, transcendental meditation. And I'm like,
we lost 3 viewers after I said that, by the way. So go.
They went, David Lynch, I'm fucking out.
Yeah, so go on about transcendental meditation.
No, it just sounds stupid.
Oh. All right. Well, I think that's it for magic news. And then we also did watch a movie, which I think everyone here watched, right?
I watched it.
The records will show that I watched it, yes.
What did y'all think about it? Well, really quick, I'll tell everyone what the movie was. So I picked a dark comedy centered around Stalin, like, actually dying, like accidental death. And what happened and transpired in the background as like a dark comedy. Obviously,
wait,
fictitious.
hold on, Brandon, Stalin died?
I know you lived in a box.
He's
for 30
still
years.
alive. Just ask QAnon. He's gonna come with the second coming of fucking JFK Jr.
Yeah, he's gonna show up with JFK Jr., Elvis, and Tupac.
God.
Anyways,
don't get me started on QAnon.
It's a fun little movie that's got a lot of politics in it, which is kind of fun to see how people, panic.
I mean, it does, but it's not about the politics.
It's not, but it's just really funny. I like a lot of dark comedies, and the movie just made me laugh when I saw it. Just the awkwardness and stuff like that. All right, so I introduced the movie. I guess I'll open up with one of you two to start off on feedback.
I barely remember the movie, and I only watched it this morning at 6 a.m. So we're talking like what, roughly 4 hours ago, and I don't fucking remember it. The only thing I remember is
that I watched it at 6 a.m.
1 second.
The only thing that I really remember is Steve Buscemi put on some weight for this role, which was interesting because Steve Buscemi didn't look like creepy Steve Buscemi. I literally had to check the cast list to see if it was. Because I'm like, it sounds like Steve Buscemi. That does not look like Steve Buscemi. There are quite a few of, very well-known comedians in there from, like, different TV series and stuff, which was great, except none of them were funny to me, to be honest. And I just actually just didn't enjoy the movie. Like, okay, cool. It's about Stalin's death and everyone's incompetence around that, and one group is basically trying to more or less reset the country and set it back on the path of like, all right, well, Stalin was a piece of shit and he was a pretty bad dude. Like, let's reset everything now that he's finally dead, and set the country back on its right tangential path. By like stopping the killing and stopping the massacres and stopping the jailings and restarting public transport, and I was just like, by the end of it I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? So it's just me.
Jeff?
I thought this movie was I do like dark comedies. I really do. It's just because no. It was really dark in a lot of ways that are kind of subtle. Because what they're like, Stalin was one of the most brutal
dictators,
maniacal dictators that like ever
and
existed.
Amazingly paranoid as well.
And yeah, that's why. I mean, it goes to show like they had the lists that they came out with, the hit lists, and I thought it was impressive. No, as an adult, I bet if I saw it 10 years ago, I probably would think it was hilarious, but not for the right reasons. Um, and this is like a pretty who's who of like alt comedy in the cast. I was pretty impressed. The My favorite casting was Jeffrey Tambor as Gregory Malenkov. I love that. I love Jeffrey Tambor. Um, he had some of my favorite lines in the whole movie. I really appreciated, of course, Steve Buscemi, who I think I don't want to say underperformed, but he was great. It's just I feel like something was off about that character. The thing I appreciated most about the movie is no one tried to force a Russian accent. Everyone just spoke.
Oh, everyone just had their
Yeah,
regular accents, which I
I
appreciated.
love that. I love that so
Because
much. I hate it when people try and force an accent just to be like accurate in the area of the time. Especially this is a comedy, right?
Yeah.
This isn't a serious movie. And if they were seriously trying to depict like Soviet Russia under Stalin, then of course they would have people have Russian accents and be all serious and stuff. But like no, everyone was just talking how they talk. Brilliant. You noticed what you didn't notice at the time. You know, like they did a really good job. Like you felt like you were there. The absurdity is at all time high. Um, my favorite moments in the movie consist of when Stalin died. Spoiler alert: Stalin dies. And, and everyone's sort of like in their own way pretending that they are feeling like they're going through grief, and everyone does it in a different way. And like, oh no, it's such a like everyone's just like overdoing it. I thought
hey
that was
Jeff,
very funny,
I'm
but
I'm here to absolutely ruin your thoughts on Jeffrey Tambor.
please don't.
Oh.
What?
So in
Oh,
2018, he was accused by 3 women of sexual assault allegations, unwanted touching, unwanted remarks. Just yeah.
thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jeffrey Tambor, for being a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
I've not liked Jeffrey Tambor in a lot of stuff, to be honest. And then when that happened, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
Because like off screen, every interview I've ever seen with him has just been like, he just seems kind of slimy and weird, and I just thought that maybe it was just because like a lot of us nerds are slimy and weird. Like we come across as fairly, strange. But
Well,
like, look at I'm probably the strangest person everyone knows. I mean, I don't get anywhere near the sexual assault stuff. Like, let me just clarify that not everyone who's creepy and weird is actually creepy and weird. But yeah,
that's extremely disappointing.
but as a plus note, Steve Buscemi's got an absolutely clean record. And really, for somebody who's made his entire career out being creepy as shit, that's surprising.
Yeah, I'm a little upset by that. I was a big fan of his performance in this movie, and I really like the Arrested Development like a lot. Um, but let's just put that aside for the moment. And he did deliver one of my favorite lines in the movie when, as Malenkov, they present him two portraits that were made, one with sharp cheekbones and one without sharp cheekbones. And he pauses for a moment and he considers and he says, I would like that one destroyed. And
that's a
they
pretty
take
good
away the part.
yeah, that was a pretty funny
I
scene.
really I laughed at that joke. Thought that was amazing. Yeah, it was a there were some funny moments in the movie, but it is a very dark comedy. Um, Especially considering that just the whole concept of five or six people power grabbing, just like as much as they can, power grabbing, backstabbing, lying, manipulating, and cheating their way through each other and to the top of this dictatorship, and at the expense of thousands, tens of thousands of lives are hanging in the balance of these just moronic, power hungry buffoons. It's truly upsetting if you think about it. And this is why it's such a comedy. And I like this movie, but it is very grim to to think about, because this really happened. And I think I would have appreciated it slightly more if I knew more about history, because I found myself Googling who came after Stalin, and there's a long list of people in very short succession. And I'm like, oh, this was probably a bloody internal struggle, and it was. And that's pretty tragic to think about, to be honest. And yeah, those are my thoughts of the death of Stalin. I need to pull my pizza out of the oven.
Go for it. The one thing that I think was really like that I thought was extremely funny was the ironicness, the ironically like having either killed or like chucked in the gulag all of the top fucking doctors. Yeah, like, oh, because they're all trying to poison Stalin. No, that's just because Stalin was a fucking moron. It just was hilarious, and I was like, well, that's what you get. Like, your life probably could have been saved, let's be honest, but no, too bad.
Yeah, that made me laugh too. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, obviously.
I mean, what a surprise. You recommended the movie.
I just love dark comedies in general. I love the setup, because some of those were long-tailed setups that you can kind of see coming, which, you know, they do on purpose. But it was still pretty entertaining, and the really awkward situations that people were putting each other in, that kind of cringe, awkward, kind of was laughable.
You mean like The Pianist?
A little bit, yeah. But just every time everyone turned or took a corner or whatever, it was just kind of like them getting caught in their own bullshit, which is what was pretty entertaining to me. I don't know. It's a fun little movie. It's not like some AAA title or anything crazy like that. I just generally like some of the fun, more thoughtful. How about that? More thoughtful comedies.
What's up, Ash Ketchup? How you doing? If you're still here.
Ash Ketchup.
No, we love Ash Ketchup.
So, instead of like drooling on about this movie, since most of you didn't care for it,
it's not that I didn't like the movie. It's just it was
just teasing you. I'm just teasing. I figured we can talk about who's the next pick and what movie they're gonna pick.
Well, first, shouldn't we give this a rating?
God, all right, Chesh, I can feel it already. Hit me with it.
Because we have to.
Yeah.
4 executions out of 10.
Damn, that hurt.
It's fine.
It hurt. Jeff?
I will give this 3 hammers and 3 sickles, which equals I guess I no, to be honest, that 6 hammers. Wait, yeah, 6 hammers and 6 sickles. So that'd be 6 hammers and sickles out of 10.
Nice. Okay, I give this an 8 out of 10 just because I like a lot of the heavy dialogue personally. I also like Wes Anderson films, so there's that too.
It's this is a Wes Anderson film?
No. I mean like the long-tailed Drew.
Harrison. Oh,
dialogue barf of a movie.
I was about to say, like, if this was
No,
nothing
this
like
is
any
not.
Wes Anderson
This is
film.
not a
I
Wes
mean,
Anderson film.
there's always some element of like dark in Wes Anderson films, but it's very in universe. It's very separated from reality a lot of the times, and its own whims.
I
No,
meant the
this was
Jeff. I meant the dialogue.
the dialogue was not. I guess some of the dialogue was kind of Wes Anderson, but it was.
No, I meant the non-stop dialogue of the movie itself. Just the verbosity of everything.
Hmm, Wes Anderson is typically pretty visual films. I mean, have you seen a Wes Anderson movie?
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
They tell a lot of the story through visuals, but there's a lot of dialogue, but mostly you gather it's very much about world building, which I think they did great in this movie. The costumes, like everything, you could tell like the people who worked on this movie as far as like casting, the scripts, the costume design, like it very much felt like Soviet Russia, you know. It didn't show you any of like probably the squalor around the area. It just showed you the the absolute state in which these politicians lived in, and it was pretty obscene in its own right. I think I only know a little bit about Stalin. I listened to a great podcast, Behind the Bastards, and so I was familiar with Stalin's absolute batshit maniacal antics. And I didn't think they went far enough with because I felt like people coming into this movie didn't really know this about Stalin and his, so they kind of they went a little big, but they toned it down a little bit because this guy was just absolutely unhinged when it came to his parties. They did the tomato in the pocket, and they did the cowboy movie thing. But I really think, especially when he died, like didn't he? Like they would get like passed out drunk every night. It was like absolute 100% debauchery, and I didn't think they pushed that far enough. They made everyone who was working with him a scumbag, a two-faced liar, a kind of a piece of shit, a real piece of shit. But I think it would have served the film's tone a little bit better if they went a little further with the whole frat bro party mentality with that. Because in the end, they were just power mad um, uh, frat boys. Like that's really what.
The ultimate Chads.
Yeah, yeah. Who with varying levels of see. um, yeah, I just I didn't dislike this movie. I just would I watch it again is am I glad I watched it? Yeah, it was a good movie, but am I clamoring to watch it again? Not really. I'm glad I saw it, but I'm not excited to show this to other people simply because um it wasn't it didn't have too many memorable moments. The moments I felt like were pop didn't really pop for me, and that's just how I felt. That's
Yeah, that's
just
what
my
Chesh was
personal
saying
opinion.
too. Is that
Yeah.
he had a hard time remembering the movie, just in general after watching it.
I remember a lot
Yeah.
of it, but everything just nothing really stuck out too much to me.
It's all good. Not every
So
movie is for everyone.
who's
Exactly.
next up? Is it Sam's turn or whose turn is it?
I think it's your turn, Jeff.
Hmm.
Right?
I don't know.
Because before me was Chesh, right?
Yes? Question mark. What did I force us all to watch?
What did we watch?
Oh no, it was Sam's movie.
Yeah, it was Sam's.
Yeah, it was Sam's movie before ours.
I was like, it's not. That doesn't sound right.
Because it was Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So it is your turn, Jeff.
Oh. Okay.
Why don't I have pizza?
Yeah, where's my pizza? Can you share with the class?
Also, considering that like my lunch is now 11 minutes late, and a driver has been assigned, but not at the restaurant.
Brutal.
What shall I choose? You guys seen In Bruges?
Yes.
I know you've seen it.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is it some sort of like off charcoal color?
No.
You're welcome! Art jokes!
I always say it in Burgess because I'm an American asshole. But yeah, here I'm
Tiny
putting an
Burgess.
IMDb link in the Twitch chat.
I don't have the Twitch up.
Well, here I'll put it in our Discord.
Thank you. I could be watching the Twitch. Oh, it's Colin Farrell, huh?
Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Brandon, nobody cares about. Ralph Fiennes is generally pretty fine.
Pretty fine.
Yeah. Shoot first, sightsee later. Well, that's the worst tagline for a movie I've ever seen, so the movie has to be better than the tagline.
I like it.
That's
what, the tagline?
It's a dark comedy.
God damn it. I mean, but it has Colin Farrell, so
yeah,
like it's likely to be good just based on Colin Farrell, because Colin Farrell doesn't do shit like wiggledy niggledy.
It has some memorable moments. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah,
I'm not sure what else to say. I'm a little tired today. I had a long day at work and I didn't eat until like now. So
that's fine. Don't guess.
God. We can wrap this up in like 15 minutes. We don't have to do anything long tail tonight.
Well, I mean, you know, my dinner, my lunch will be here in like 10 minutes, so that should be fine.
Nice. What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, what new movies is everyone looking forward to?
So I have a problem.
Yes.
I have a problem. So because of my rapidly deteriorating sight over the last couple of years, because it's been getting worse, and because of lockdowns here in Australia and me working from home, I've sort of... Well, I mean, I was having problems with my new contact lens when I got it anyway. So the last year I've had that contact lens, it was not fitting correctly and it was dropping out. A couple of times I went to the cinema, it would drop out of my eye onto the cinema floor, literally. And then I would... a legally blind man in a dark cinema trying to find a contact lens is hilarious. It's its own fucking comedy.
I would not put that back into my eye if it touched the floor.
Oh, there's certain protocols before you chuck it back in your eye. Like cleaning protocols that you can take. Trust me. It's one of those things because it's a gas, a semi-rigid gas permeable or whatever. Yeah, anyway. So the fact that I literally cannot see a fucking cinema screen, and because COVID is on the tail end and everyone's putting shit back into cinemas, I'm actually a little bit fucking annoyed. Because I really want to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I really want to see Venom Let There Be Carnage, although I heard it was shit. And I want to see The Eternals, even though like critics have been panning it. because I have a feeling that most of them are right, and that it is going to be just like the worst of the Marvel movies, but it can't be worse than Captain Marvel was. I found that to just be very passe, very just like, meh, what are we doing here? But I'm really looking forward to Ghostbusters Afterlife, especially the fact that Paul Rudd has signed on, which means that we'll probably likely see Paul Rudd in the Ghostbusters uniform busting ghosts. I'm like, yes, because Paul Rudd's great.
I like Paul Rudd.
And someday he's going to die, and that's going to be really fucking sad.
Well, the worst Marvel movie is still like better than most DC movies, so there you go.
Well, I mean, that's not hard. DC suck at movies.
Did you see that? I don't know what to call it. That ocular hazard known as Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, I've watched it 3 times now.
I'm so sorry.
So the first time I watched it was just to go like, I need to watch it. The second time I watched it is, well, I was feeling pretty tired and maybe I just didn't enjoy it because of that. And the third time I watched it was like, okay, third time's a charm, right? And the third time I watched it, I was like, this movie is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
Very bad. It is very, very bad.
Kirsten Stewart, on the other hand, hi. Definitely put her in more tight stuff and in cool roles, like, because she acts real good and she looks fantastic, and I could put more of that into my eyes for sure. But yeah, no, it was just like it was the worst plot with another shit villain, and I'm just like, it was bad enough that the first Wonder Woman movie was fantastic up to halfway, and then as soon as Ares pops up, it's like, oh, look at your terrible big bad, you know? And it ruins the movie, because the first half of the movie is just like, DC got the formula right. DC's doing the right thing. They've empowered Wonder Woman. They've made Wonder Woman this, like, strong, independent female who falls in love with a dude and is just like, oh crap, I'm actually in love with this dude, you know? And it's this heartwarming, touching story. And then the second half of the movie is just like, you know, Wonder Woman apparently can't stand up for herself, and Steve's got to sacrifice himself to like save Diana, and then Diana's just like fighting Ares, and it's all CGI and just bad.
Yeah.
It just felt very like the second half of that movie was very Justice League, whereas pretty much the entire run of Wonder Woman 84 just felt like, let's get her shot up the dress. Let's put her in like just stupid situations. Let's try and like say that she's as fast as the Flash by like saving a whole group of people with her pings.
It was it was confusing.
Yeah.
And you know, like nothing made sense really. Like that movie, it's bad in a way that makes me, who is in charge of this project? Did they even care?
Was somebody in charge of this project? Like, why was the writing so bad? Why did somebody go and okay basically a villain that is a gem, that is a fucking gem, that's granting wishes, that gets absorbed by like a low-life piece of shit who then becomes the big bad, but really isn't the big bad per se, but is like, doesn't realize that what he's doing is going to destroy the world, because, you know, the only thing he really wants is to give everyone wishes so that he can get more powerful, and it's like, none of this makes sense. From a basic writing perspective, it all looks like trash. Go for it.
Couldn't someone just wish away the Wishmaster? I mean, that was...
Well, I mean, nobody knew that the Wishmaster was the bad one, and everyone had already used their wishes who did, so, you know.
Why didn't Batman wish for his parents back?
Well, I mean, because then then they would have had to put Batman in the movie, and they would have come back as zombies, and Batman's smarter than that. He'd be like, if I get to wish for something, clearly, like, it's not going to be what it is. The question is, where were the rest of the heroes, right? Like, this has been my problem with all of the DC movies. See, with the Marvel movies, they don't tell you what happens with the other heroes, but they generally intertwine and chuck in a couple of other heroes here and there when they can, to give you that sense that you're still in the same universe, right? But with all of the DC stuff, it's like everyone is separate. I'm actually going to be really interested to see how the Flash goes, especially because Flashboy himself is quite look, Ezra Miller, look, that hairy chest with that like open denim jacket and the choker. That shit doesn't make sense, dude. Like, I know you're trying to be different, but that shit does not make sense. No one wants to see your hairy carpet. Alright? No one. But, in saying that, I think he does make a good Flash, right? Because a Flash is supposed to be awkward and like, hey, I'm kind of cool, but I don't have friends.
Yeah.
And then doing this whole, like, weird Flashpoint thing where one of them is wearing a remade, like, Batman costume that has the Batman symbol is black, but it's been spray painted over with the Flash symbol, and it's like, alright, so have you killed a Batman and, like, stolen his suit as a trophy? Like, what's going on here? Which is, obviously we'll get it explained eventually, I'm sure. But I think that maybe the Flash is the thing that could redeem DC, because then they can rebuild their entire universe and maybe get some real fucking writers. Like, hey, DC, give me a call, motherfuckers. Give me a call. It's real easy to write a movie. It really is. Like, you don't even need to be tropey. You just need to be a decent writer. And none of your writers so far have been decent. Except. And again, I'm going to go back to the first half of the original Wonder Woman movie, which was fantastic, and then fell to shit. Do more of that. Do less of everything else.
Nope. You're wrong. James Gunn. Suicide Squad. Fantastic.
It doesn't count.
No.
It really doesn't count, because that's not your usual DC movie along the usual lines, right? The Suicide Squad as itself is completely outside of those bounds, because it's the Suicide Squad, because you're taking crazy and you're writing crazy, right? So David Ayer's Suicide Squad was trash, because he obviously and his writers did not know how to write crazy. James Gunn absolutely knows how to write crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it works, because James Gunn is a comedy genius, because James Gunn puts in those like weird subtle little references that you technically shouldn't get, but your brain hooks onto and you go, oh, that's actually funny.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can't do that with a regular DC movie.
Also, so many characters, and he somehow managed to make you care about every one of them.
Yeah, even the ones that get killed off at the start. Hashtag spoilers. You should have watched it by now.
Yeah, I fucking love James. James Gunn is an incredible director. They just hired him to make DC movies. He's perfect.
I wish Nathan Fillion had a bigger role. I love Nathan Fillion.
I will be back in 1 second.
Who doesn't love Nathan Fillion? I love Nathan Fillion.
Have you been watching his show, The Rookie?
No.
It's pretty good.
I've been, I watched, Prisoners of Ghostland.
Oh, did you? The Nicolas Cage?
Yep.
What an awkward movie, yeah.
It was, I liked how creative the world was.
Definitely
but there were no
wild, yeah. Nothing to lose a nut over.
That scene didn't shock me. I don't know. There were no subtitles. So all the parts in Japanese, I had no idea what they were saying.
Oh.
And I think a lot of big plot points were lost on me because of that. I kind of got the basic beats, but I'm like,
Did you watch it on the server?
yeah.
You can still pull subtitles, even if
I put subtitles on, and there were no. Whenever someone spoke in Japanese, there were no subtitles.
oh, you can just pick a different one if that happens.
I
again.
did. I picked all three of them. None of them worked.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think they worked.
So I
for
just
me.
watched it anyway because I didn't feel
okay.
like it was like a movie I really needed to understand the full depth of, appreciate it.
No, even if you missed most of the Japanese parts, it was like basic commentary most of the time.
Yeah, I just didn't understand 100% why they needed to keep the clock going.
I don't, dude. I don't know, man. This is a
Yeah,
really weird movie. Just in general, everything about it was just so weird. And
I mean, I got like what happened, but I was like, why do they need to keep the clock going? I don't think it really matters. The whole thing was like, I think, just an allegory for fighting against time,
facing your
but
demons.
fighting against time, but like they're literally fighting the clock from moving forward. Like,
Yeah.
like, but I'm like, why is this? And
Relevant.
then,
Yeah, no.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it explains it, but all in Japanese. Uh, so yeah, I didn't get it. But hey, I don't think I needed to. Uh, it was mostly just about gunfights and samurai swords and wacky world. I really liked the villain's speech at the beginning. That was pretty cool. There was just a lot of like fun, cool stuff that I was like, oh, that's different. That's unique. But it didn't manage to. I don't know. That was kind of a milquetoast movie for me too. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it because one character looks exactly like a mutual friend of ours.
Mm.
Um, I sent it to him, and his parents were like, "Oh,
Yeah, it was enough
Anyway.
exercise.
all right, off."
You
Did
have
you
to
get
run
your?
down the street to get it.
Yeah, I had to go outside of the unit block, which meant running down my stairs. He's not there, so I then had to run up 3 flights of stairs in the other unit block to see if he delivered it there.
Oh, hey, Chesh.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
Oh, damn.
and then I had to run up my stairs to find it was here. Finally.
Got him. No. What'd you
does.
What'd you get? What'd you get to eat?
Burrito.
Nice.
A bottle of cola Jarritos.
Nice.
And some taquitos
Nice.
with some sauces.
Oh, that sounds like a really perfect meal.
Yeah,
And the banditos.
no bandidos. And no Anthony Banderas is here.
I was about to say, did you get your fucking meat pie this time?
No. That happened again the other day.
No way! They
Yeah.
forgot. That ain't a pack of stubbies.
I ordered a sausage roll, a meat pie, and a bottle of Coke. Can you guess what turned up?
The bottle of
the
Coke.
sausage roll and the Coke.
The Coke only.
Oh,
I called it.
no.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
So they were like, "Oh, we'll give you a $10 credit." I'm like, "No, this isn't the first time. This is the third time this has happened.
What?
You'll refund me my entire order." And they were like, "Oh, we'll credit you with $20." I'm like, "No, you'll refund me my entire order."
How could you?
Oh, but you got your Coke. Yeah, you know what? I don't care. I don't have my lunch. Refund me all the fucking money.
What? Like for real? The entire meal? Like, how do you just? Oh, send it off. There's just a Coke. Like, I don't.
It's like the time that I ordered from Subway, and I got 1 pack of cookies. There was supposed to be 2. I got my footlong, which was great, and I got 3 bottles of Coke. I only ordered 1 bottle of Coke with it, and I got 3. And I was just like, well, that does me for the entire weekend, I guess.
I think I know what happened.
Dickheads being dickheads?
They got your Coke, they got your sub, and they got the cookies. And when the guy said, wasn't there something else? And someone shouted across the counter to the guy packing the order, oh, there was 2 of those. And he heard two more Cokes. And then he put 2 more Cokes in you.
Maybe.
That's what happened in my head. And it's canon now.
And so it was said and said it was so.
Also, Brendan, you might be happy about this. I got the burrito extra spicy.
Oh, nice. What kind of spice? Is it just literally just cilantro and habanero?
No, it's jalapenos.
Oh, diced, pickled, or grilled?
I don't know. I've never eaten from this place before.
Oh, interesting.
But the taquitos came with some salsa, so that's a bonus there. You know, that they know what they're actually doing.
Nice. All right. Well,
yeah.
I think it's about time for us to close this up soon.
Yeah, you do. You guys do your own podcast, you freaks.
You're damn right we will.
Ya weirdos.
Yeah. I'll just sit here and wait.
Yeah, you wait your turn, bitch.
Wow.
I will.
I love you, Jeff.
All
right. God. Anyways, E-Pounda. That ain't a pack of stubbies.
Fuck no. Do I look like the kind of cunt who likes to drink some fucking stubbies? No. Give me some Jack Daniels or some fucking Jim Beam, mate.
Ooh,
Damn that shit.
I do like Jack Daniels.
Yeah. As I said recently, I bought Jack Daniels and 2-liter Coke recently because I was like, I felt like I needed to treat myself. I wasn't feeling very well, and I was like, I feel down. And the first one that I had, I overpoured it, and I was like, oh, that's too strong. But the second one, I did it just right, and I was like, oh, this is why I like Jack Daniels. This is delicious.
Yep.
So
I hate Jack Daniels.
Well, you know, can't all be like Chesh.
Can I change my vote? I'm not doing the pose. All right. Well, we're going to go from left to right. We're going to sign off. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us tonight. On the far left, who is UB?
Hey everyone, I am Cheshire from Cheshire Plays Games. You can find me on the tweeters under Cheshire Plays. You can find us at twitch.tv/Cheshire Plays Games or at cmdrcrunch.fireside.fm, or of course over on puremtgo.com, where you can also find our podcast and my occasional articles when I can be fucked writing about Commander.
Hell yeah. All right. I guess I'm Brandon.
Are you? I mean, I assumed that you were, but
this week. Yeah, just chilling here, part of the Lexacrunch crew. Come watch us tomorrow, actually. And, we'll get down, get dirty, sling some things around.
Like your nuts. For no
Let's get down to business.
Speaking of
feet, the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I've ever met.
So,
You
Jeff,
have the rest of
haven't
the
got a clue.
Do you want to sign off, Jeff, so I can go
Someday
and eat?
I'll
Or what?
song.
Because you've
make a
eaten your pizza.
man out of you. That's my sign off.
Great.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.